What's up, YouTube, man? Flying Speaks, just chilling, watching NFL live. It's been a while since we done this. Now, I don't know. I was debating over whether or not I was even gonna do videos and reactions this year, but man, this is Cowboys week. So you know what that means. That's the week. You know, not to make them guys more than what they are. The truth is, man, in the last 27 years, they haven't done squat. You know, they win the division here and there. They get all the hype every year, you know, about their roster and what they're supposed to do and all of that. They got enough people clowning them, from Stephen A. Smith to Shannon and all of that, and that's because they are like a big-time attraction, have a lot of fans everywhere for some old reason that I can't figure out. Maybe Jerry Jones really is good at promoting his team. I don't know. The thing about it is, like, our fan base ain't shabby neither. I think we have the best fan base. We travel to games and actually, like, outnumber the fans in those stadiums. So that ain't just people traveling from Philadelphia to those places. I mean, there has to be Eagle fans in those areas, you know, so that's encouraging. And I remember in 2017, just the celebrities who came out, man, in support of the Eagles was crazy. I remember that, man. You know, of course, we got Kevin Hart, who from here, Bradley Cooper, who from here. You know what I'm saying? It was perfect because the singer Pink, she had did the national anthem and everything, and you know, she from not too far from here, Doylestown. You know, catch a bus, you know, right there. So that was crazy, man. Then we had the girl from Hunger Games, you know, who was on the phone. On the airplane, interrupted the airplane, and just did the Fly Eagles Fly joint, man. That was crazy. And that might be happening again this year. But here, what I wanted to talk about, man, is this matchup. I don't understand. Like, I'm watching on NFL Live, right? And I get it. I mean, these people, their job is to make a narrative, right? That's what they have to do. You know, you have to hype it up. That's what drives their money, like sports, you know, media has to drive the interests of sports, right? So they got to come up with stuff. So they come up with weak, ridiculous narratives like, you know, Micah Parsons and even this clown, DeMarcus Lawrence, you know, against Jalen Hurts, you know. Like, who told them that was cool? DeMarcus Lawrence versus Jalen Hurts, right? That's the one plan. That's the one storyline. Then the other real storyline, Dak Prescott or Cooper Rush, who gonna start? First, the Dak Prescott Cooper Rush thing. Of course, Dak is better than Cooper Rush. Dak ain't all that. I mean, he a good quarterback. Like, you put weapons around Dak, he'll give you numbers. You know what I mean? But you know, Dak is better than Cooper Rush. And I'll still say to this day, Dak is the best quarterback in the NFC East right now. You know, I'm going to still put him over Hurts, like, even though I believe Hurts can surpass him and is very likely will surpass him. I believe that's possible. But I believe Hurts has to do a little bit more. You know what I mean? He has to do a little bit more before we put him past him. He won a playoff game or two. He's just better than him, to me, because Dak, I mean, what has he won? One playoff game, maybe two. You know, he been here since we done flipped quarterbacks and everything, right? He and Carson were in the same year, so the whole thing was about him and Carson. We done flipped quarterbacks in that time. We done flipped coaches, Super Bowl coach, right? So now we're back again. Cowboys, right? Fans, what gets me about them is like, and I get it, you know, you just fans, right? Fans are just gonna be fans and all that, right? So they look at it like, you know, Dak Prescott has just been killing the Eagles his whole career. You know, that's the way they look at it. They don't really look deep into the situation. And that's cool, I get it. But don't y'all remember, like, the whole thing was about Dak and Wentz? We done moved on. Y'all still got Dak. We done moved on. Well, they did change coaches. They got McCarthy. He's just a dummy just like Garrett is, as far as I'm concerned. But they got Dan Quinn, who's really the real pickup that they made. Like, to me, their defensive coordinator is better than ours. I do not believe their defensive players, talent-wise, are better than ours at all. Their defensive coordinator is better than ours, though. We're going to talk about that little defense, right? Their defensive line has been making noise. They got Micah Parsons. I ain't got nothing but good things to say about him. I actually wanted the Eagles to draft Micah Parsons 2 years ago. That's who I wanted in the draft. I made a video about that before the draft. Though I wasn't mad about Devontae Smith, and I get it. Like, receivers we messed up on not getting Justin Jefferson and got Rager. He was a disappointment. So the Eagles decided, okay, we're going to grab Devontae Smith, who won the Heisman Trophy. We can't go wrong with that. And listen, I'm not mad at that. But I wanted Micah Parsons. I did not know Micah Parsons would be the pass rusher he is. But I felt he would be the next great middle linebacker. You know, because that's how they used him at Penn State. Penn State puts more emphasis on linebackers than they do on pass rushers, right? Had they put him in at pass rusher, he may have gone number 1 overall in the draft, right? So they did Dallas a favor by just only using him as a linebacker, which turned a lot of teams off, right? Teams didn't look at the fact that he was 4.3 speed and all of that, right? But anyway, enough about him. That's my man. I'm a Penn State fan too, so that's why I know about him. That's why I got nothing bad to say about him. And he's from Harrisburg, like right up the road. All right, Parsons. But he the real deal. Their interior defensive lineman, right? So it's the edge rushers, him. And then you got Dante Fowler, who I respect, but I don't fear, right? But, you know, you respect him. And then you got clown-ass DeMarcus Lawrence. Clown-ass DeMarcus Lawrence. DeMarcus Lawrence, who been with the Cowboys about 8 years, I'm sure. I think 2014 draft he was in, I remember. So we talking about 8 years. How many sacks he got on the Eagles? I know it ain't. On my hand, I know I can count them. Matter of fact, against Lane Johnson, the left tackle, right tackle of the Eagles, guess how many sacks he got? Guess who's going to be there? Lane Johnson. Watch DeMarcus Lawrence talking shit about, you know, Jalen Hurts. It don't matter who he faces. He ain't face us. Like y'all the fucking 85 Bears or some shit. Like, listen, I get it. They look real good. Last week beat the Rams and the Bengals. I'm not even gonna get into the fact those teams don't look. They really ain't really nothing this year. They both coming from a Super Bowl hangover. Both teams have horrible offensive lines, though. We're gonna talk about that. The Bengals have one of the worst offensive lines in the league. They did last year. It's the reason why they didn't win the Super Bowl, because of their offensive line is horrible. Okay? The Rams had like 3 or 4 players on the offensive line hurt and banged up. And they hype about that. They really hype about that, man. They really hype about that. But that's Cowboy fans for you, man. They don't really look at the details of what's really going on. They just get hype about whatever. Cowboy fans are so retarded that they actually talk about the second game of last year when they beat the Eagles. Really, they be like, oh, we beat y'all 55 to something the second game. First game, I gave y'all that. To me, though, the first game don't mean nothing to me because that was a new quarterback, new coach, no identity yet, trying to figure out what we're going to do. The Eagles really didn't figure out what they wanted to do until the Lions game, week 7, 8, something like that. They were still a young team, but whatever. Dallas want to feel like, all right, you know, we dominated y'all. That's cool. Lane Johnson didn't even play, but, you know, it's all right. Okay? But y'all, actually, that last game of the year last year, y'all really feeling good about that? You know what I saw? I saw us run the ball for damn near 200 yards on y'all ass. That's what I saw with a third-string team. Just imagine if the starting offensive line played and starting running backs and, like, anyway, y'all started Dak Prescott and Amari Cooper and all them guys and CeeDee Lamb. But if you want to be hyped about that game, cool. Don't even matter. This year's a different animal. Trash ass DeMarcus Lawrence though. Like, this dude, I can't believe this dude talking trash. Dude, we're gonna put Lane Johnson gonna drill your little punk ass into the ground. Lane Johnson don't care about you, dog. You never got a sack on him. He has no reason to care. And you got 3 sacks this year with your bitch ass. Marcus Lawrence got 3 sacks. All in one game. Against the Giants. He ain't got no sacks against nobody else. What's wrong with this dude, man? He's talking shit. I'm appalled at DeMarcus Lawrence. I really am. Dude, you're not gonna do anything, dude. You're not gonna do anything. Dante Fowler. I'm so scared. All right. What Cowboy fans y'all need to be worried about? Stop thinking your defense gonna do. Your defense can't score. What you need to be worried about is that if you start that young ass Cooper Rush against my defensive line, I know y'all get all the hype, but we got a dude named Hassan Reddick. Now Michael Parsons is leading the league with 6 sacks. Reddick got 4.5. Little measly little 4.5 in 5 games. Ain't bad. That ain't bad. Is your offensive line ready to deal with that? Ready to deal with big ass Jordan Davis and Fletcher Cox in the middle? With Hargrave backing them up? Milton Williams backing them up? Ready to deal with Josh Sweat on the other side? Sweat on the other side? All my dudes got sacks. What about your whack behind passing game? Or you think you're just going to run the ball? I mean, listen. Deontay Swift got us in week 1. He got us in week 1. But Dalvin Cook, who was a real threat when the Eagles decided, okay, we're going to stop Dalvin Cook. He didn't even get 50 yards. If I remember, he got like 20-some yards or whatever. That's a real running back. Okay? Stopped him. Stopped the running back last week. You understand what I'm saying? How are y'all against the run? You know y'all giving up over 100 yards a game against the run? Like, a great defense, legendary defense like this dude, Mark Holmes. Like, dude, he talking about Dallas. He compared these dudes to Dallas Doomsday defense. You compared them to the 1978 Dallas defense. Yo, this dude's just crazy, man. How you let the Washington Commanders run for 140-some yards on you and you talking about the Dallas Doomsday defense? You got a nice pass rush. Yes, you got a nice pass rush and you got 1 cornerback. You got some alright safeties, but you got 1 cornerback, bruh. And he got a lot of potential. I think he's going to be nice. But, dog, you going against A.J. Brown now. Come on, man. He better be ready to tackle. You better be ready to tackle. That's what he better be ready to do, man. You're not going to have a situation where we just running nothing but RPOs and stupid stuff like last year. With Jalen Hurts, dealing with a real pass rush, no Lane Johnson and all that kind of stuff and just throwing it up there. No, this is a little different, bro. It's going to be a little different, I think. Yeah, it's going to be a little different. Y'all got a nice pass rush. Your linebackers, whatever, man. Like, you could say they nice and all that, but why they giving up 100-some yards on the ground every week? How? How you nice and you doing that? I can't figure that one out. So I'm not a believer. I'm not a believer. You got to be able to stop the run and the pass. You got to be able to stop the run and the pass to be a great defense. If you good at stopping the run, but horrible at the pass, you all right defense. But if you just good at stopping the pass, and like you good because in today's NFL, everybody want to pass the ball. So it makes you look better than you are. If you played in the era of running the ball, y'all wouldn't be shit. For real. For real. Right? So while I respect your pass rush, I don't think your defense. I think defense is a little overrated because you can't stop the run. One-dimensional. So anyway, man, that's, and then too, like this idea that Jalen Hurts against Micah Parsons and them. Like, no, it's Gonna be Micah Parsons and Fowler and Lawrence, bum ass, against Jordan Mailata, who's gonna play. He's gonna play. Yeah. Dallas week, he's gonna play. Isaac Malu, Jason Kelsey, Hall of Famer. Lane Johnson, who should be in the Hall of Fame. Landon Dickerson, young beast from Alabama. See y'all Sunday, man.